Hey, how's it going, everybody? So there's a little bit of New Orleans history that I want to go check out real quick, and it deals with desegregation in New Orleans. In the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, this street was full of shops, department stores, banks, insurance companies, law offices, places to eat. It was big business for the African American community. But there was one problem. The people working in all the stores were all white. So in the 60s, they decided to boycott the businesses. And they formed a group called the Consumers League of Greater New Orleans. The group was formed right here in this building, the YMCA on Dryades Street. This building is over 100 years old and played a major role in the group forming the Consumers League of Greater New Orleans. This group is basically responsible for the desegregation of New Orleans because it forced the businesses to hire African Americans at all levels in all of the stores on Dryades Street. One of the biggest problems, though, was that a lot of businesses didn't want to follow the rules, so they closed up and moved to an all-white neighborhood. You can see here that there used to be a streetcar line that ran down the street. It's been paved over. No streetcar runs on this street anymore. I'm sure it brought families and friends to the businesses down this corridor. So it went from a street full of businesses to a street full of empty buildings. Now some businesses stayed, but over time the area just became very dilapidated. Rather than hire African Americans, some of the stores closed or moved to white suburbs in the 60s. Some of these old buildings still remain, though they're not what they used to be. In 1879, a man by the name of Charles Kaufman opened a dry goods store right where this parking lot is. A few years later, they would build this building, and it would be Kaufman's Big Store up until about the 1950s. Looking at some of these old pictures, you can see the old building that used to be in that spot where the parking lot is now. And attached to it is the much bigger building, which still stands today. It's now called the Ash Cultural Center. You can see that the building looks pretty much the same as it did, at least back in the 30s and 40s when that picture was taken. And if you look up ahead, you'll see a church with a gold steeple on top. This is the St. John the Baptist Church, and it has been there since 1851.